Have you ever had one of those moments where you felt a little too confident, took a step, and suddenly realized the floor was much closer than you expected? Maybe it was a misstep or something you didn't see coming. Before you know it, you're on the ground. It's something we all hope won't happen, but for many of us, it does. A fall isn't just a physical event. It can be a blow to your confidence too. It shakes your belief in your own strength and stability, and that's what we're going to talk about today: how to regain your confidence after a fall. You see, it's not just about getting up physically. It's about mentally and emotionally recovering so that you feel like you can walk with confidence again. Whether it's a stumble in the kitchen, a slip while stepping outside, or something more serious, regaining your confidence after a fall is crucial for your well-being. The good news is that it's possible to feel strong and steady again, and it doesn't take drastic changes. Today, we'll walk through 6 steps that can help you get back on your feet, both physically and mentally. These steps aren't about making you feel like you have to go back to the gym every day or push your body in ways it doesn't want to go. They're simple, manageable ways to help you feel strong and secure again, no matter your age or fitness level. So let's dive in with the first step: acknowledge what happened. It might sound simple, but this is one of the hardest things to do after a fall. You might feel embarrassed or frustrated, or maybe you're angry with yourself. It's okay to feel that way, but it's important to give yourself permission to feel those emotions. Acknowledging what happened is the first step to understanding how you can move forward. It's like putting a name to what you're feeling. Once you acknowledge the fall, it no longer has that power over you. Think of it like this: if you were walking down a path and you tripped over a stone, you wouldn't just pretend the stone wasn't there, right? You'd take a moment to figure out what happened, maybe even inspect the stone so you don't trip again. The same goes for a fall. When you acknowledge it, you're not letting it take over your confidence. You're addressing it, understanding it, and learning from it. It's also important to be kind to yourself during this process. You're not the only person who's experienced a fall, and it certainly doesn't mean you're weak or incapable. Many people, regardless of age, experience falls. What matters is how you respond and what you do next. This leads us into the second step. Start slow and rebuild your strength. If you've had a fall, it's tempting to rush back into your usual routine. But jumping right back into things can sometimes do more harm than good. Your body needs time to heal, and your confidence needs time to grow. This is where it's helpful to take small, steady steps to rebuild both. For some people, that might mean simply sitting up straighter when they're walking around the house, or taking a few extra seconds to steady themselves before standing. For others, it might mean doing gentle stretching or balance exercises that are designed to rebuild strength and coordination. The key here is not to rush. I know it can be frustrating, especially if you're used to being active and moving around with ease, but it's important to give yourself that space to heal. Start by moving in a way that feels natural to you. Maybe it's a short walk around the living room or some light stretching while sitting. Little by little, you can build your confidence back up. There's no race, and there's no need to compare yourself to anyone else. Progress looks different for everyone. What's important is that you're moving forward at your own pace. As you begin to rebuild, remember that strength isn't just physical. It's mental and emotional too. This is where the next step, set small goals, comes into play. Setting small, achievable goals will not only help you regain physical strength, but they'll also build that mental resilience. It's easy to get overwhelmed by thinking about everything you should be doing or how things were before the fall. But setting one small goal each day, something you can feel proud of accomplishing, is a wonderful way to build your confidence. Maybe your goal for today is to walk to the mailbox and back, or to stand for a few extra minutes without holding onto the counter. It doesn't matter how big or small the goal is, as long as it's something that feels like a win for you. And each time you meet that goal, give yourself credit. That positive reinforcement helps shift your mindset and boosts your confidence. Little by little, you'll find yourself feeling stronger and more confident. These first 3 steps, acknowledging what happened, starting slow to rebuild strength, and setting small goals, are the foundation. They're about creating a safe space for you to heal both physically and mentally. They're about giving yourself the time, patience, and kindness you need to feel strong again. Now that we've discussed these first steps, I want you to think about how you can incorporate these into your daily life. They don't need to be huge changes, but small actions can add up and make a big difference. Remember, this is a journey, not a race. And as you continue on it, you'll find yourself standing a little taller each day. We'll explore the next steps in just a moment. But for now, take a moment to think about your next small goal. What's one thing you can do today to take a step toward feeling stronger? Now that you've taken the first few steps to rebuild your confidence after a fall, it's time to continue the journey. So far, we've talked about acknowledging what happened, starting slow to rebuild strength, and setting small goals. These steps lay a solid foundation for your recovery, but there's more to this process. To truly regain your confidence, you need to focus on things that will not only improve your physical health, but also nurture your mind and spirit. The next step in this journey is practicing balance and coordination exercises. It might sound intimidating, but don't worry. This doesn't mean you have to start doing complicated yoga poses or trying to balance on one leg for long periods. Balance exercises can be simple and effective, and they play a huge role in preventing future falls and boosting your confidence in your movements. If you've ever watched a toddler learning to walk, you know that it's a process. They wobble, they fall, they get back up again, and little by little, their body learns how to adjust and balance itself. Well, as adults, we go through a similar process, especially as we age. Our balance isn't as sharp as it once was, but the good news is that we can improve it. Some easy exercises to try include standing behind a sturdy chair, holding onto the back with one hand, and then lifting one foot off the ground for a few seconds. Switch feet and repeat. Another great exercise is walking heel to toe in a straight line like you're walking a tightrope. These exercises help strengthen your legs and core while improving your coordination. And the best part? They can be done in the comfort of your home. You don't need fancy equipment or a gym membership to practice these movements. The more you practice balance, the more natural it will feel. It's like building any other muscle in your body. The more you work it, the stronger it gets. And every time you succeed in an exercise like this, you'll feel that little boost of confidence. You'll know that you're doing something proactive to take control of your body and its ability to move. Now, let's talk about something just as important: nourishing your body from the inside out. When we think about recovering from a fall, we often focus on physical therapy or exercises, but what we eat can have a huge impact on how quickly we heal and regain strength. Proper nutrition can give your body the fuel it needs to repair muscles, support bone health, and keep your energy levels up. I know that eating well isn't always easy, especially when there's so much to think about. But making simple, healthy choices can help you feel better both physically and mentally. For example, adding more foods that are rich in calcium, like leafy greens, yogurt, and fortified plant milks, can support bone strength. Foods like salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds are full of omega-3 fatty acids, which are great for joint health and inflammation reduction. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight, but starting small, perhaps by adding a vegetable to your lunch or having a handful of nuts as a snack, can make a real difference over time. And when your body feels better on the inside, you'll notice that you feel stronger and more capable, both physically and mentally. Now that we've covered balance and nutrition, let's talk about the power of mental resilience. Recovery from a fall isn't just about physical strength, it's about developing the mental strength to keep going, even when it feels hard. It's normal to feel a bit shaken or uncertain after something like a fall. You might worry about falling again, or perhaps you're feeling a bit down on yourself for not bouncing back as quickly as you'd like. These feelings are perfectly normal, but it's important not to let them define you. Mental resilience is like a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. One way to start building mental resilience is by practicing mindfulness or positive self-talk. When negative thoughts creep in, maybe thoughts like, "I'm too old to be doing this," or "I'll never be as strong as I was before," take a moment to challenge them. Instead of accepting those thoughts, replace them with more empowering ones. For example, "I'm doing the best I can and I'm getting stronger every day." It might sound simple, but this shift in mindset is incredibly powerful. When you choose to focus on progress instead of perfection, you open yourself up to feeling more confident in your body and your abilities. Every day that you make progress, no matter how small, is a victory. You might also find it helpful to reflect on your past successes. Think about times in your life when you've overcome challenges, whether they were physical or emotional. Remember how you managed to rise above them and use that strength as fuel to move forward now. The truth is, you've probably overcome many obstacles already in your life. This fall, it's just another challenge, and you have everything you need to rise above it. This brings us to the next important step: stay connected and seek support. This step might be a little different from the previous ones because it involves reaching out to others. After a fall, it's easy to withdraw or isolate yourself. But staying connected to the people around you, whether it's friends, family, or even a support group, can help you feel more grounded and less alone. Having people to talk to, share your feelings with, or even do light activities with can make a world of difference. Whether it's taking a walk with a friend or chatting with a loved one over tea, these social connections can be incredibly healing. It's also perfectly okay to ask for help when you need it, whether it's with a household chore or just getting the emotional support you need. There's no shame in asking for help, and often it's through these connections that you find renewed strength and encouragement. By this point, you've taken important steps to regain your confidence and feel stronger again. You've worked on balance, nutrition, and building mental resilience. And you've learned the value of staying connected to others. All of these things work together to give you the tools you need to stand tall again, both physically and emotionally. But there's one more step to cover before we wrap up, and it's an important one. It's time to think about how you can keep your confidence strong moving forward. How can you continue to build on the progress you've made and prevent setbacks in the future? Let's explore that next. As we near the final steps of this journey, it's important to reflect on everything you've done so far. You've acknowledged the fall, rebuilt strength slowly, set small achievable goals, worked on balance, improved your nutrition, nurtured your mental resilience, and stayed connected to others. These are the foundations of regaining confidence after a fall. But now it's time to look ahead and think about how you can keep building on the progress you've made so that you continue feeling strong, steady, and confident in the long term. The next step is all about developing a daily routine. You've probably heard the saying, it's not what you do sometimes, it's what you do consistently that makes the difference. When it comes to your recovery and long-term confidence, establishing a daily routine can be incredibly helpful. Having a routine gives structure to your day and provides a sense of stability. It can be especially reassuring when you've gone through something that's shaken you up, like a fall. Your routine doesn't have to be rigid or complicated. It can include simple activities like stretching in the morning, taking a walk, or setting aside time to prepare a healthy meal. The key is consistency. When you incorporate small, positive habits into your daily routine, you start to feel more in control of your body and your life. Plus, these small actions help reinforce the progress you've made. Think of it like maintaining a garden. You don't plant seeds and then leave them alone. You water them, tend to them, and watch them grow over time. Your daily routine is like watering those seeds, small, daily actions that nourish and support your journey towards stronger confidence. By making these habits a part of your everyday life, you'll continue to see improvements, and over time, they'll become second nature. Another important aspect of maintaining your confidence is setting long-term goals. While small, achievable goals help you stay motivated on a daily basis, having bigger goals on the horizon can provide a sense of purpose and direction. These long-term goals don't need to be anything grand or out of reach. They could be something as simple as planning to take a trip, setting a target for a walking distance, or even setting a fitness milestone that you'd like to achieve within the next year. Long-term goals give you something to look forward to, and they can help you stay motivated when things feel difficult. When you have a goal in mind, you're working towards something bigger than just the daily ups and downs. It's a reminder that your strength and confidence are growing and that every small effort you make is contributing to something much greater. The beauty of long-term goals is that they allow you to envision a future where you continue to feel strong and capable. They keep you focused on what's ahead rather than what you've left behind. As you continue to work toward these goals, don't forget to celebrate your successes along the way. Celebration is an essential part of the recovery process. Too often, we focus on what we haven't done yet or what we think we should be doing and forget to acknowledge how far we've come. Whether it's reaching a milestone in your physical recovery, overcoming a mental barrier, or simply having a day where you feel good about yourself, take a moment to celebrate. This isn't about being boastful, it's about honoring your progress and recognizing the strength it takes to keep moving forward. Celebrating doesn't have to mean anything big, either. It could be something as simple as patting yourself on the back, taking a moment to reflect on the hard work you've put in, or sharing your progress with a friend or loved one. When you celebrate, you reinforce positive feelings and give yourself the encouragement you need to keep going. While it's important to look ahead, it's also essential to embrace the present moment. One of the most empowering things you can do is to focus on what you're doing right now, rather than worrying about what might happen in the future. It's natural to feel a bit anxious after a fall, thinking about the possibility of another one or wondering if your body is still as strong as it used to be. But living in the present moment is a powerful way to combat those worries. By being mindful of each step you take, whether it's walking across the room or standing up from your chair, you remind yourself that you are capable right here and now. Being present in the moment also means appreciating the little things. Maybe it's the warmth of the sun on your face during your walk or the joy of chatting with a friend. These simple pleasures help ground you and remind you that there's so much to enjoy regardless of the past or what lies ahead. When you live with intention and focus on the present, your confidence grows naturally. Lastly, let's talk about embracing change. Life is full of ups and downs, and sometimes that means accepting that certain things might look a little different as you age. That's okay. In fact, it's a beautiful part of the process. You don't have to do everything the way you used to, and you don't have to measure your worth by the standards you set for yourself years ago. Confidence comes from within, and it's about understanding that you are still strong and capable no matter how things may change over time. As we grow older, we gain wisdom and perspective, and those are incredibly valuable traits. You've lived through many experiences, and each one has shaped you into the resilient person you are today. Your confidence doesn't have to be about being the same as you were before, it's about embracing who you are now and celebrating your strength in this moment. Confidence is a reflection of self-love, acceptance, and the understanding that you have everything you need to face whatever comes your way. So as you continue to move forward, remember, recovery is a process. It takes time, patience, and consistent effort. But with each step you take, both physically and mentally, you'll find yourself becoming stronger, steadier, and more confident. There will be challenges along the way, that's just part of life. But with the steps we've covered and the mindset you're cultivating, you'll be ready to meet those challenges with grace and resilience. Remember, you are capable of more than you realize. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a victory. And with each victory, you are building a future full of confidence and strength. Here's to your journey and to living your best, most confident life, no matter what. As we wrap up this journey toward regaining your confidence after a fall, let's take a moment to reflect on how far you've come. We've talked about acknowledging the fall, rebuilding physical strength, practicing balance, nourishing your body, developing mental resilience, staying connected with others, and setting both small and long-term goals. Each of these steps has been essential in helping you rebuild your confidence, and now it's time to embrace all of the strength and wisdom you've gained through this process. You've worked hard to get to this point. And it's important to recognize that the journey doesn't end here. In fact, this is just the beginning of a new chapter. Regaining confidence after a fall isn't a one-time event, it's a continuous process that evolves with you, shaping the way you approach each day. The lessons you've learned along the way will stay with you, helping you tackle future challenges with a greater sense of strength, resilience, and self-assurance. One thing I want you to remember is that confidence is not about perfection. It's about being comfortable with who you are, even in the face of difficulties. It's understanding that setbacks may happen, but they don't define you. What defines you is how you respond and how you rise again. There will be days when you don't feel as strong as you did yesterday, and that's okay. Confidence isn't a straight line, it's a series of ups and downs, but each step forward, no matter how small, is still progress. As you continue to build on the habits you've created, whether it's your balance exercises, your nutritious meals, your daily routines, or your positive mindset, be kind to yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself if things don't always go according to plan. Remember, this is a journey, not a destination. The important thing is that you're moving forward, one step at a time. Every little victory counts, and each day is an opportunity to get stronger, physically and mentally. Another key part of this ongoing process is continuing to embrace flexibility. Life is full of unexpected moments, and it's important to remain adaptable. If you find that certain activities become more challenging, it's okay to adjust your approach. Maybe you used to take longer walks, but now you're focusing more on balance exercises. Maybe you've decided that instead of focusing on walking long distances, you want to try something new, like water aerobics or gentle stretching. The point is, you have the freedom to create a routine that works for you and supports your current needs. Flexibility isn't just about physical activity, it's also about being flexible with your expectations. If a setback happens, don't view it as a failure. Instead, see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. There's no shame in adjusting your goals or finding a new path. Life is full of changes, and by embracing those changes, you can continue to adapt and thrive in new ways. This brings us to the idea of finding joy in the process. Confidence is not just about getting back to where you were before, it's about discovering new strengths and abilities within yourself. Maybe you found a new love for activities you never considered before, like gardening, tai chi, or even creative hobbies like painting or writing. Finding joy in these small moments can be incredibly empowering. It's a reminder that there's always something new to learn, and life has many beautiful chapters still to be written. In fact, there's a certain joy that comes from embracing life's changes and finding new ways to live fully. It's a freedom that comes with knowing that your strength doesn't have to look like it did in the past. It's about discovering what makes you feel good, what keeps you moving forward, and what makes you happy. Confidence isn't about competing with others or trying to meet certain standards. It's about finding what works for you and celebrating the small wins along the way. You may also find that as you continue to strengthen your body and mind, your sense of independence grows as well. The more confident you feel in your abilities, the more you'll feel empowered to take on new challenges and explore the world around you. Confidence doesn't mean you have to do everything alone, but it does mean you're comfortable with asking for help when needed and being proactive in making decisions that contribute to your well-being. And remember, this isn't just about physical strength. Emotional strength plays a huge role in your overall confidence. It's the ability to acknowledge when things are tough, to lean on others when necessary, and to keep moving forward even when things don't go according to plan. You've already shown an incredible amount of resilience by working through the recovery process, and that emotional strength will continue to serve you well as you move forward. I also want to remind you that your story is unique, and that's something to be proud of. Everyone's journey is different, and there is no one-size-fits-all approach to regaining confidence after a fall. What works for one person might not work for another, and that's perfectly fine. What matters is that you've found the steps that resonate with you and have supported your growth. Your experience is valuable, and sharing it with others, whether through a conversation with a friend, a family member, or even in a support group, can not only help you continue to heal but also inspire others who are going through something similar. So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. You are stronger than you think. Every step you've taken to regain your confidence, no matter how small, is a testament to your resilience. You've faced challenges, learned valuable lessons, and grown in ways you may not have even realized. Your confidence is something that comes from within, and it will continue to grow as you take each new step forward. You've done the hard work, and now it's time to embrace the strength you've built and continue moving forward with confidence, no matter what life brings. You are capable, you are resilient, and you have everything it takes to live a strong, confident life, one step at a time. Thank you for being part of this journey. I hope that these steps help you regain not just your confidence, but also a renewed sense of joy and possibility in your life. Here's to you and to the many wonderful things ahead.